Well, I always like to ask everybody, besides just your name, tell me who you are. And then also tell me one thing you love most about who you are in this world.
I am the funnest guy in the world. That's who I am. That's a great question. What do I love most about being who I am?
Yeah, like how you
I
show up
just,
in the world.
yeah, I enjoy, making people's day. I enjoy um, helping add some type of bright spot, you know what I mean, or add some type of sunshine, whether it be musically, whether it be just in an interaction, a hi and bye, or a hug, or whatever it is. That's what I love to be. You know what I mean, and I love to have that effect on people.
Oh, I love that. I'm in the middle of like reliving a lot of my childhood and I'm writing some stuff. And I was thinking about the first time that I like read and a teacher caught me. It was in kindergarten. And then like I just thought about the surprise on her face and like how she felt, and it made me feel away. I was like, what? She said, well. So I'm curious with you if you have an early memory of the first time that like you brought somebody some type of joy, or that like you surprised them with something that you could do.
Probably me speaking Spanish, because I was taught Spanish as my first language, grammatically, and English is my second. So the school that I went to was a Spanish immersion school in Milwaukee. So, the teachers at the school, like they're like, they know the kids can, speak Spanish or what have you, but they didn't know how much Spanish I had retained. And then add math to that. I was a whiz at math. So, one day the teacher is like, okay, we're gonna need some students to go on television and represent our program. And I didn't necessarily volunteer, but we just kind of had this little thing where it was almost like a contest to see, who was really fluent in the Spanish and who really had their math up. I was one of those kids, like I was really smart, but I really didn't apply myself. You know what I mean? It was a little, if it wasn't challenging to me, like I just, it just went in one ear and out the other in terms of my application. So we started going through this contest, and by the end of the contest, everybody's like looking at me like, "Are you Spanish? Are you like, are you? Is Spanish in your blood?" I was like,
where you get that from?
Where you get all that from? And I was like, y'all ain't paying attention. I've been paying attention. And
I've been retaining.
And then we did the math, and everybody's still looking at me like this. How you know all this math? And so ends up I get picked to go on TV to represent my school, me and this other young lady. And that was
TV.
I was on television, you know what I'm saying? Speaking my Spanish, hollering,
I love that. How old were you?
Man, that had to be like third or fourth grade.
Oh yeah, on TV.
Yeah. On TV as a kid, so talking that talk.
Well, you planted a seed. You didn't even know.
I didn't even know. Like my grandmother was like, Spanish gonna be the first language, grandson. I was like, no, it's not. Right. And so
wow.
It
was. You still got it?
Tengo un poquito, pero cuando soy muy pequeño.
Tank.
Huh?
Yo.
No.
Yeah. You still got it.
Yeah, un poquito.
Okay, let me find out. Throw it out there on the album once or twice, Tank.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that, you know what I'm saying? Like
surprises.
Just give him some of that, you know what I'm saying?
We don't need more. We don't need more from you. You're like a whole R&B starter package just by yourself. We don't.
Let me know, my Spanish is gonna get crazy.
Listen, I mean, I'm here for it. But listen, you heard it here first. Spanish is gonna be on the album, y'all. Tank gonna give us even more reasons to swoon.
Why not? Why not?
Dare you? I can't even. Well, speaking of swooning, I heard the latest and the greatest that's coming from you. Can't Let It Show.
Mm.
Every time I think you're here, Tank, you're just you just take it to another level. We got a Maxwell sample. First of all, how did that conversation go down? Did you want the sample first, or did you think like, who could I like? How did you even get there? And then tell us about the Maxwell conversation.
Well, the song was playing. I can't remember where it was playing, and I was like, I was in my hip hop producer mode, you know what I mean, at that time, and I'm listening to all the hip hop guys take all these R&B moments and flip them into dope new songs, and I'm like, man, we never really do that, you know what I mean, from an R&B standpoint. We don't rock like that, so we should do that. And that song came on, the timing just couldn't have been more perfect. I was like, man, if I could get that hook. I should be crying, but I just can't let it show. And make it mine some kind of way, because, you know, it was the Maxwell version, of course, the one that was playing. And I was like, I can't touch that, because, you know, that's
it's already been done. That's done.
That's untouchable. You don't want to step too deep off into those bare feet. You understand what I'm saying? That, you know, that could get troublesome for you.
The bare feet.
You know what I mean? So I was like, it would be crazy if I could figure this out. And I mean, I promise you, months and months went by because I could not figure out how to reimagine this record to make it mine. And so me and my wife are arguing. Well, maybe she's telling me off. Maybe it's more.
She's making points, is what you meant.
She's making points.
Got it. We got you, girl.
And you know, my wife is like a crier. Like she gets emotional. Like she cries about everything. You know, I just can't figure out what to wear. I don't care. I don't like it. Like, you know, she's like, you know what I'm saying? So like, and she just broke out and she was like, you know, and I can't even cry right now. This is so stupid. And you know, I cry about everything, but you so out of control. I can't even. And in the middle of her saying that, I'm like, that's the song.
Wow.
The song is not me singing the hook. The song is you singing the hook. I should be crying, but I just can't let it show. I should be crying, but I can't stop thinking. All the things you should have said that you never said. All the things you should have done that you never did. That's it.
That's
and I said, the verses are, you know, is universal to every man. How we just trick it off. How we always find ourselves in a position where we were not thinking ahead, not being smart, and here we are losing our emotional attachment to the woman we love. That song. And, you know, I did the track, and the lyrics at that point were easy. I mean, it was easy at that point because I was in the midst of it. And so what the journey was,
tell the children.
So I'm hitting Max, hit Max, and Maxwell is in his creative mode, so you can't disturb that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I got it. Yeah, you don't disturb that. Maxwell creates. And then yeah, he got people speaking in English accent, you know what I'm saying, waiting at the door. Maxwell is not.
Hello, Maxwell.
Hello, Maxwell is not to be awakened at the moment. So,
I love it.
So my manager called me and he's like, bro, that's not even his song. I said, what do you mean it's not his song? He said, it's a woman by the name of Kate Bush. It is her song, Maxwell.
I heard that version. I thought she was covering it.
I said, what? He said, go look it up. So then I went and started doing my research on Kate Bush, who is a million times over record seller, hit record writer, producer, maker, singer extraordinaire. And I'm watching her sing this live and play the piano. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it just added even more, I mean, royal equity to the song by understanding the origin of it. You know what I mean? And then Maxwell, of course, bringing it to us in terms of Black people, you know what I'm saying? He brought it to us and helped us kind of recognize what it, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, okay, I gotta find Kate Bush. We gotta find Kate Bush. And I mean, we searched high and low for Kate Bush. I'm talking about from DMs to finding her publisher, to calling some of the biggest people in the business. Can you please talk to Kate Bush, please? And it got to a point to where it went cold, and we were like, okay, well, maybe we just put it out for free and just let the people appreciate the work, you know what I mean? And just call it what it is, because I just thought it was such a great, great moment, great song. Okay. And out of the blue, months later, my manager calls me and says, "You're not gonna believe this, but Kate Bush just cleared the song." I said, "What?" She said, "Kate Bush has never cleared anything. She just cleared your song."
Oh, wow. She heard it was Tank.
I hope so. I hope she heard it. I hope she heard it was Tank. Oh, yes. Oh, Tank, I love him. Tank is he's a marvelous. He's a marvelous songwriter. I love his artistry. I hope it went down like that.
Right? Because
but he cleared it, and and I haven't heard. Maxwell is still in creative mode, so I haven't heard back from him in terms of how he feels about it. Hopefully he appreciates it, because the inception for me was him. You know what I mean? He's the one who inspired me to do it, and I'm thankful to Kate Bush for just allowing me to just steal a piece of her musical universe and use it in mine. Like, just amazing. The song is about a woman giving birth. That's what the original song is about. And so,
wow, okay.
And so I had so me reimagining it was kind of like, okay, now the song is completely different. Still the same, still the same value in terms of what that hook is, but it just means something completely different. It means it's mine. It's personal to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helps the record live on its own and not live under a cloud of comparison, because that can hurt the success of something if it's just always being compared. Now there's the comparative conversation, as opposed to, is this a good song conversation? Are we enjoying this song conversation? Right. And I'm thankful that those are the conversations as opposed to the comparative conversations, because I don't want to compare it to those two, what they did. I don't.
Yeah, you definitely readdressed.
They got that. Yeah, they have that. I'm doing my own.
Still, bold choice. Bold choice.
No. Listen, because you know what I'm saying. Because the Maxwell fans and the Kate Bush fans, they will take you apart if you are not up to par. Like, they don't.
You brought what you needed to bring to the table.
Amen. Amen.
It's a really bold choice, because a lot of people can falsetto, but not a lot of people are Maxwell. It's just, you gotta give the king his thing.
Listen, I got his approval on my falsetto one day, so that's kind of what gave me the confidence.
Tell me about
it. It was at a J-Lo birthday party.
Oh, wow.
And Stevie was a vocal coach. I mean, he's a monster. He coaches everybody from JoJo to her to you name it. J-Lo, he coaches he's a monster singer. So anyway,
yes,
we're there. And this is my first time ever meeting Maxwell. And Maxwell walks in, he's singing happy birthday to J-Lo, which is like out of this world. And
for me.
And he's there, and I'm like, I gotta go meet Maxwell. I gotta go say hi to Maxwell and tell him, he's the dopest, like, he's amazing, right? And so I go over to him. I said, "Listen, man, you are, I was raised in the DMV. In the DMV, okay? I don't know about nowhere else in the world. You were King Joffrey Joffrey, okay? You were it. Like, we loved you. You are just." And he stopped me. He said, "Listen, so you stop right there. Your voice." Control. And I'm like, "What? Who are you talking to?" "Your falsetto, and you do this, and you be doing that." And I'm like, you know me. You don't know me. And we're sitting there having this celebratory conversation, and it's just blowing my mind that Maxwell knows me and my music. And so we end up all in the big, J-Lo has, if there's a hotel, she has the whole top floor. The room is the whole top floor too. And so we end up playing the piano and singing for like hours. and just,
You and
and
Maxwell?
all of us, me,
All
Maxwell,
the
Stevie, J.
people?
Cole, like it was just a one of the dopest moments
That's so
ever,
cool. I love it.
ever. So
Jam session.
that made me happy. That gave me the confidence to, well, Maxwell said I can sing good, so I'm
Yeah.
singing.
What?
J-Lo was like, hey, J-Lo was like, let's go sit at the piano and sing songs. I was like, okay.
All night. Are you kidding me?
And listen, no questions asked. J-Lo said we singing, okay?
That's all there is to it. My goodness. Well, okay. There's a lot of actually comedians who make the joke about R&B singers from then to now, right? You've heard jokes about it, I'm sure, where they used to sing about the love and I'm gonna give you the sun, the moon, and the stars. And then now, we have transformed the way that, R&B comes to us, the way that we're sang to, the things that are said in these songs it gets a little, different.
It's aggressive. Yeah, it gets
More
direct.
aggressive, more lust, more aggression.
Yeah.
What's going on? Do you think that it's still able to be R&B in that mode? Like, are we losing the love part?
Well, I'll tell you, for R&B, what the challenge is. The challenge is sustaining in such a new environment, right? An environment where everything is aggressive. And maybe I'll speak culturally in terms of the urban culture. I'll use the say for urban, that's a good word. Where everything, if you look at what's representing us, what's at the top of the charts, what's getting the most views, it's always aggressive. It's always, there used to be a line, right? Wherever that line was, everything is over that line. Everything. Where things that you wouldn't get played on a radio station if you were saying this word. Now this word is just, it's commonplace. Your video wouldn't be played here if it showed so much of this. Now showing it all is commonplace.
Yeah.
So many, for lack of a better word, ratchet things have been normalized to where when you come with something soft, sensitive, and safe, it doesn't generate any traction because there's no shock value to it. There's no meaning of the times in terms of the times that we are in. So it's just that our love at this point, Black love, is not celebrated as much as anything that we'll do for shock value, from the ratchetness to you got to think of it like this, like a drug dealer or a convicted felon, or or let's say an exotic dancer or what have you. They have a better opportunity at getting sponsorship than an R&B singer.
Mm-hmm.
Place I never imagined we'd be in. So for the sake of survival, we've had to adjust our language and our aesthetic so that we could stand next to and have a place in this new world.
Right.
And so for guys like me who are still connected to the love and emotional part, I have to be smart about how I create it and how I serve the vegetables. You know what I mean? I have to be creative about how I make that plate that I'm trying to serve, because I have to be able to meet people where they are, or have them meet me where I am. And once I get them there, then I can say, aha, but I got something else for you that's actually good for you. I'm gonna give you this so that I can spark your attention. You know what I mean? So that I can get you talking and get you. But then once you get here, now I got something that's really good for you that I think you need to see and need to hear. And so it's been based on survival, just trying to survive. And like, look at Black music. Look at the top 20 records that are being played on the Hot 100, or even urban radio for that matter. what are they talking about? You know, it's daring when I decide to put out a record called Can't Let It Show in the middle of all of this trauma music that we continue to celebrate, and praying that it does well, and thanking God that I have a partner in Atlantic Records that still believes in music, still believes in love in music, still believes in emotion in music. And that's kind of where I fit.
Yeah,
that was a lot. I'm sorry.
No, but you broke it down. You put some science in there, Tank. That's a chart. No, but it makes a lot of sense, and it's sad, but I do think that people are still very interested in artistry at the very least. So we can still allow for.
I think they are. Yeah, I think they are interested. But that interest, you know, for like, nobody wants to be an artist and work at the post office. And there's nothing wrong with working at the post office.
Right. I got you.
Nothing wrong at all. But you want this thing to be able to sustain you and your family. You want that to be your only job.
Right.
And sometimes, as people scream, I want that real, and I want that this, and I want that, when it drops, they don't support it. You know what I mean? And, you know, when the show comes to town, they don't buy the ticket.
Talk about it.
It's just a good thing to tweet, or a good thing to say on Instagram under a post. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just a good thing to say. So you want to appear doing the right thing as opposed to actually doing it. So
now you're talking about something right here.
Listen, I've endured it. You know what I'm saying? I endure it every day.
Tank, it's such a joy every time I get to chat with you. And thank you for being a part of that too.
Come on, man. You know how we do.
So much fun. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me too.
Anytime. For real. Because I feel like I'm just going to keep interviewing you your whole life. It's going to be better and better every time.
Every time.
I love it.
Real quick with that, real with that, yeah. Body